So Marvel is getting absolutely cooked right now. They're in a position that I almost couldn't have imagined when Endgame released. And we cover this on the Professor X channel all the time, but I do think it's important to discuss Marvel's shortcomings, especially with the Marvels, in the context of Star Wars, because the two franchises have really a similar path, and that is a mix of on-demand streaming offerings alongside movies. I will say, I do think Star Wars was somewhat lucky to have the Solo issue relatively early on in the Disney era. People talk about how, oh, it's due to marketing. I don't think so. I think Solo is a lesson in what happens when fan desires are mismatched with the product being put in front of them. I said this on Twitter, but Han Solo is basically an archetype, and I don't think people really care about the backstory of a character who is a somewhat generic at the beginning, and I don't mean that in a bad way, rogue with a heart of gold type. I think the Marvels is dealing with that right now to its box office detriment. People don't understand who the villain is. I think that Miss Marvel is clearly the most interesting and likable character, but she's not the focus like she should be. But more importantly, and this is something even recognized by Bob Iger, they've focused too much on quantity over quality, and it's resulted in these box office difficulties, not just with this release, but pretty much everything post-Endgame. Now, Star Wars movies, have they been bad at times? Yes. But at least they pulled back the reins to the point where I think there's still hope that whenever the next movie comes out, they can build hype. But I guess we'll see. Let me know your thoughts on all this and more down below.